Hey, hey, beautiful. How you doing? This is your boy Gerald. Hadn't had a conversation with you in a minute, so I got this. Um, I got this little inbox not too long ago, and someone thanked me for putting some videos out there for the ladies. But they wanted me to expound on some things because they were going through some things, some challenges, and they wanted clarity. So I decided that I am going to put this out for you. Now, I'm the first one. Excuse me for the smoking too, so you gotta bear with me. I'm the first one. I'm gonna pretend like we're sitting on a stoop. Um, I've been very, very blessed to be given some insight on a lot of things that we as people see all the time, but don't have the courage to speak on it because we worry about ridicule or how more or less how that perception may be taken by holding their opinion. Now everybody has their own opinion. Some people are not going to agree with it, and then some will. But I believe that when you convey a message out of love, it will always reach the ears to those who need it. So, as you already know, as I embrace my journey and I take time out of my day, I know that I'm not the only one that feels this way. And that's the duality that we're all connected together. But this message is for you, my queens. I call you queens because I hold you high. I hold you high. However, somehow along the way, you've gone through some things, and the roads have been very, very hard. You've gone through some things that have made you very insecure emotionally. That has, to a degree, broken you down, and you have taken a position of self-preservation, and all you really wanted is clarity for how you feel within yourself. So I'm going to put this out for you. Now everybody knows, they should unless they came from under a rock, that there's no greater fortitude ever exhibited than the woman. That is why God made you man's greatest gift. But with that responsibility, He also gave you the ability of nurturement. You have the ability to multitask not only your day, but those who are extensions of you. May it be that you may be in the role of the mother, the role of the sister, the role of the friend. All the while encompassing, excuse me, my mouth is not working, who you are, trying to keep you in balance. And sure, everybody wants basically the same things. We want to be happy. We want to be safe. We want to be balanced. But it seems that society, seems like society has played a very, very dirty trick and systematically have altered not only the viewpoint of you, my queens, but the outlook of what validation really means for you. And in turn, there's been effects through the generations that have caused a major upheaval. So if this is who I'm talking to, if I'm talking to you, first and foremost, if you don't have a spiritual relationship, I invite you to consider seeking one, because you cannot do it by yourself. You can't. It doesn't matter how strong you are. It doesn't matter what assets you may have you're able to obtain through a financial sense. It does not matter. It doesn't. Because you already know you could have everything that you need at your disposal, and you still feel miserable. Why? It's because you are trying to fill that void inside you. And if you've tried on numerous occasions to seek guidance from those you associate, only to be disappointed. Some of you have also made sacrifices where you say, well, you know, if I laugh more, or if I wear my hair a certain way, or if I dress a certain way, if I carry myself a certain way, it'll make me feel better because I'm feeling accepted. Sweetie, how's that working out for you? It's not working out, is it? There's a reason behind that. See, if you really saw how special you are, you would see what is required to get access to you. Now, let's take the ego and let's take away the pride. Let's set it to the side, okay? Because I want you to be open to what I'm saying. See, I know that deep down inside, you just want to get back to that little girl that's inside you. Yeah, her. And due to environment, choices, and those choices, the impact that has come from them, it has put you in an emotional place where you cannot trust. You can't trust your family, your associations, or lastly, yourself. Sweetie, I'm here to tell you, you can make all that go away when you make that decision that you want to be at peace. See, I know that, see, I'm very lucky, first of all, because you guys don't get to see what I get to see. And because even though my subscriber base is small, for those who have allowed me, I see your profile because it shows up. And I'm going to be honest, you are some beautiful women. Stunning. And for those who have not given me the pleasure of just being able to see not only who looks at my video, but And that's okay. That's okay. Because everything conveyed from me comes from spirit. So it's good. I'm never going to tell you nothing that is not in your best interest. Think of me as that spiritual brother or that family member or that someone even called me an uncle once. But think of me as that voice that is always going to have your best interest. Always. Unbiased advice. And with that being said, by all means, if you got any questions or there's something going on, drop me a line. You don't have to inbox. You don't have to put it below if you don't want to. That's okay. And I'll try to get back with you as promptly as I can. But what I've come to see, those that have not only allowed me access to your life because you see these videos, I've come to learn through evidence that we all have the same mindset. We all desire the same thing, and that's to be happy. And I believe that if that was not the case, you guys have free will to unsubscribe at any time you want. I don't have control of that. But I do look at it as like a spiritual farmer. I'm planting seeds, and I'm allowing everything to flourish as it should. So, my queens, if you're waking up from going to bed unrested emotionally, mentally, just give it a chance. Just give it a chance. So you got to understand something. Who you are now, where you are, your reality now, is not, and I repeat, is not who you are going to be in the future. Because see, that woman, she is regal, she is beautiful inside and out, and she is wise. But with that comes a responsibility. And that responsibility is really to serve as a template for the non-informed, the younger generation. I mean, look at our society. So many little girls are trying to rush to get old. And little do they know, it is blocking them for what's to come intentionally that they deserve. So there is a responsibility. Just know that just like you, there's a little girl that has a heart of gold, eyes like diamonds, that only wish to embrace the world, to radiate her love, to be a part of society positively, excuse me. Why? Because she deserves that right, just as you. Now, let's change the gears. My queens, I mentioned this a couple of videos ago, and I want to make a disclaimer out. I want to put a disclaimer out too. When I make statements in regards to my female subscribers, it is not done out of negativity, or any condescending direction at all. It is not. It is done only to bring awareness that you may not be aware of. Once again, I care. I truly do. You say, well, why, Gerald? Because spiritually I am bonded to do so. For those that are spiritually aware, it's the template, love thy neighbor. And treat them as you would want to be treated. So why not? Why wouldn't I want to uplift you if I could? Just as I pray for you, I know some way someone spoke my name in a prayer, and I humble myself. I humble myself before my Lord Jesus Christ, because that's the purest form of love. And the purest form of love is giving it freely, without expectation. So, I think you deserve it. Now, excuse me, because I'm drinking my coffee. I'm a Reds team fan. Well, that's home for me too. So, I know you're like, boo, whatever. I don't care if they lose every game. I gotta support it. I gotta support it. True, be true. But my queens, I know that some of you say, well, you know, Gerald, I got my financial aspects on point. I got the job I want. I desired. I'm educated. I've got everything I need, but I don't have a companion. And you're frustrated because every time that you take the steps to go seek out a man, you get hurt. You get your heart stomped on. You get exploited sexually. Some of you to the point that even if the word sex, you go, Urgh, because someone unworthy convinced you they were. So for those women, my queen, if you haven't cried yet and you're holding resentment towards that person and you're bitter, and that's made you harden your heart and you're bitter, let me tell you something. Number one, that was a lesson that you had to learn, and I imagine it was severe, but God brought you through it. Number two, that man, let me correct that little boy, because he wasn't a man, did not see your worth and had no intentions on seeing your worth, because he used manipulation to sway your judgment. That is why it's important for you to discern. Always trust your inner spirit. Trust that voice, because that's your inner child. That's a little girl that's telling you, no, I don't feel safe. No, I don't want to do this. Yes. Okay. Always discern. If you just do that one aspect, you'll have the clarity that you need. But you cannot make decisions based off emotion. You cannot make choices that are derivatives of lust. Don't do that. That's just like someone going to your bank account and using their ATM card to deduct funds out of your account. You ain't playing that. So the same goes with your body. Stop allowing these people to have withdrawals that don't deserve it, because that's what it gives you in return. Emotional withdrawal. And you deserve better. Plus, on a sidebar, when you decide to make that decision, you know what happens? When you really start to do the work and start loving on you and falling back in love with who you are and investing in yourself, that's what happens. The man that is destined to walk into your life, he takes one step closer to get to you, to find you. That's why it's written in the Bible, when a man seeketh a woman, it is good. It is not written when a woman seeketh a man, because when a woman chooses to seek a man, she never finds what she seeks. That's the divine law. Lastly, my queen, you are some of the most intelligent human beings on the planet. I say this with concern. Please do not allow what you read or what you see placed in the media as gospel. Do not. It is systematically done that way for two reasons. Number one, to make money off of you. And number two, to keep you distracted from the things that you need. And you're smarter than that. And here's the big one. My queens. So I gotta light this up. I gotta light this cigarette from what I'm about to tell you. Some of you have experienced or are in the midst of this right now. Some of you have been convinced that to only have the life that you desire, you must exploit yourself. You must truly use your femininity, your sexuality, to get ahead in life. My queens, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen out of that. And there are going to be people that don't like this, but it's because it's the truth. What's going to happen is, yes, you will advance to a degree, but it's not to your expectation. You're basically placing a lease sign to have access to you, to be exploited. Number two, you are taking away from the spiritual yoke. The spiritual yoke, for those who do not know, is the ultimate connection between you and your mate, the one that is destined to be in your life. So if you are giving of yourself freely, guess what happens? You take away those exchanges from the one that is intended to embrace that. You know, that love and desire that you have in your mind, because any man really knows, if you really want to have a woman in your life, you got to make love to her mind before she will give you access to her body. This little boy don't know that. Well, unfortunately, a lot of people have used this mindset of, well, if men can do it, I can do it too. Unfortunately, I'm here to tell you, my queens, that's a double standard. And, you know, they got it twisted, because when Steve Harvey put that book out, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, he put the book out so that you could so that you can avoid the common pitfalls that most women go through. However, some women, not all, took that as a playbook. Well, guess what? Think of this. Every time that you do something or obtain something that is not rightfully yours, what's going to happen is not only is that going to be short-lived, but you're going to pay for that somehow in your life. And it will not be paid in full until the lesson is learned for you not to do that. Or you see your self-worth, because that's what is being fostered. Here's another one. For those that want to have that acronym that says Mrs. Yeah. They want to be married. Yeah, that. For you to have that manifest in your life, you won't be anyone's wife until you master your life. Do you understand what I'm saying? You can't sleep your way to it, because people have tried that, and guess what? They're divorced within a year, because all you're doing is basing your relationship off of the intimacy. And intimacy, as you already know, is more than the consummation. That is what God gave you, your intellect. Why? It's not that He didn't want to give it to man. It's because He knew that you had the fortitude and the dexterity to be responsible with it. Because it's a special responsibility. That is why it's always said, for every strong man, there is a strong woman. But first, you have to be able to earn the right. You can't sneak your way up to it. It's short-lived. Why do you think they made the book 50 Shades of Grey? To sway your opinion. To convince you that it was okay to shortchange yourself. That's what all this is about. So my queens, if you're tired of attracting the wrong men that judge you, that only look at you only for the now, not tomorrow, then you have to make sure that the investment validates the action, and that is your self-worth. I know some of you might not get it. I know that some of you are going to be downright pissed. But know this, I say this in love, and you deserve to be happy. And you deserve to have all your dreams manifest. But there is a requirement. There is no blurred lines there. So if you want a man to call you queen, you must exemplify that title. That's what separates you from the masses. If you think I'm lying, how many times you've been out and about, you mind your business, you see another woman with the same outfit, same style, and you're thinking, well, I wore that, blah blah blah. Why? Because that woman is seeking validation, because she thinks that is the only way she can receive the attention needed for herself. But guess what? That validation starts within you. It doesn't matter if you walked out the house with a heavy bag on. It's you. You. And that is what separates a woman from a little girl. Don't you think you're worth it? I do. So, change the way you think, sweeties. Invest in who you are. Put God first or your higher power in your life. And watch Him change your life. It is now time that you do the work. And when you do, I'm telling you, when you look back, you're going to thank yourself. Now, unfortunately, before I go, I got to throw this disclaimer out. You're going to lose some friendships. You're going to lose some alliances. Let them go. Because if they truly have your best interest at heart, they should be also doing the same thing for themselves, because they also see their worth. It starts with you, because you're priceless. So, I hope you have a blessed day. And if you know someone that might need this video, by all means, along with all my videos, share them. That's what they're there for. Each one, teach one. I would love to hear from you guys. I hope you have a blessed weekend. And place God first in everything you do. It starts there, but it's exemplified through you. Stay blessed, my queens. Love to hear from you. Bye.